Back now on Triad today, just about time for the roundtable, but a quick shout out to the good folks here at Cedar Botanical Garden. Check out the garden, check out the website, come out, rent the facility, it's great. And now on my right, but always political left, Ogie Overman, the great broadcaster journalist, held over from his last segment, talking about the big triathlon festival, David Daggett, and Keith Granberry, founder of Helping Hands Consultants. Guys, I'm going to try to wade through this first question. Pardon me for having to take more time on it. But last week, the Winston-Salem schools, Forsyth County school system terminated a $1.4 million contract with Action for Equity following a report of an alleged inappropriate relationship between one of Action Equity's mentors and a student that he or she was or might have been mentoring. That mentor has been fired. Now, Action for Equity oversees 20 adult mentors to work with 200 at-risk kids in 4 different schools. School administration says the agency didn't report the firing in a timely manner. The agency disputes that. Now, my quick question to you guys is, not knowing all the facts, and you know the superintendent wants to protect kids, also says, hey, there's plenty of other mentoring programs we're going to put in place, temporarily, of course, big brothers, big sisters, David's a big brother, you know, they can step in there. But is there a lawsuit coming on this, Ogie? I mean, is it throwing the baby out with the bathwater?
Well, I'll leave the lawsuit part to Dr. Daggett, but I do think those people do really good work, and it's important work. And I do think it's a bit of an overreaction for one incident to pull the plug on the whole program. I really do.
David?
It would appear that way from the outside, and certainly it's a bad circumstance. The question is, what is the contract with the school system, and then what are the internal processes of the organization? I don't know what those are or what processes they went through, and those could provide the answers as to what should really happen in this situation.
200 at-risk kids being mentored. What do you think, Keith?
Well, I'm going to go very a little differently. I think that if you do something like that, you have somebody in that program, and they violate a kid like that, the program has to go.
The whole program.
The whole program has to go.
Okay. Now, speaking of schools, Republican lawmakers in Raleigh want to take away the governor's power to appoint members to the State Board of Education and instead have them elected according to congressional districts. Guys, quickly, are you okay with electing members to the State Board of Education? Ogie?
Pure Republican politics yet again, because they can't gerrymander a state race, and they can get their little gerrymandered legislators in there and pack the school boards with Republicans. Same old, same old.
David Daggett.
Typically, I'm in favor of electing these people.
Right.
However, in the current dysfunctional state we're in, I'm not sure we can get any administrative processes moved through and handled through an elective system. I'm for the appointed system.
Republicans want to take away the governor's right to appoint. Keith?
You know what this is about. It's all about gerrymandering, and it's wrong, and we continue to deal with this, even when the judge said his rulings is wrong, but they continue to try to take over power. Wrong.
All right, in another story, the Texas Board of Education has proposed the new social studies standards for second graders. Now get this, they want to eliminate the word slavery and replace it with involuntary relocation. Is this crazy, racist, or constructive? Oh,
Crazy. Typical Texas. Everything. What is it, Texas? That used to be a nice state. I used to go to Austin all the time.
I know. They don't want you down there right now. David.
No, this is not good at all. Something hidden in there, though, that's even more dangerous is the state of Texas is the 3rd largest school book purchaser in the United States. And when you have a big customer requiring a change, that will then spill into other states. It's bad, bad, bad.
Keith.
I mean, what do you call slavery other than slavery? You were a slave. You came over and you were enslaved. The economy was built on slavery.
Absolutely.
There's nothing else you can call it.
We're going to send you and Ogie down to Texas.
Slavery is all you can call it.
You have laryngitis today, don't you?
I do.
I'm sorry. All right. Well, I'll try. I won't make you work too hard. Despite the fact that the Highland Park Police had previously confiscated weapons from this 18-year-old boy that massacred 7 people and designated him as a clear and present danger, his daddy still went out there and signed for him to get an assault rifle. Now, guys, the father supposedly is bankrupt, so even though he can be sued civilly. My question to you guys quickly, in situations like this across the nation, should there be a federal law that puts parents like this in prison for life when people are massacred? Ogie.
Normally, I have a problem with holding parents responsible. You see Dr. Phil, all these crazy, out-of-control kids. But in this case, I think the guy He signed for the kid after he threatened to kill everybody.
Right.
I think he's culpable, maybe not for life, but he needs to do some time.
Prison time,
It's
David?
interesting. I think this circumstance is a perfect example that our gun rights / gun laws, I'm a believer in guns, is discombobulated and needs to completely be recalibrated. And it's circumstances like this that are clear warning signs of that. We got to do something.
Keith.
I mean, this is, he should do time. Not life, but he should do time.
All right. Another 4th of July holiday is behind us. Once again, about 12,000 fireworks-related injuries. An 11-year-old boy died. Very quickly, guys. Should we make all fireworks illegal in residential areas except for sparklers? Quickly, yes or no?
I have no problem with that. My dog still won't go out, even now, after the 4th of July a week ago.
Yeah, I
Won't
can't go to the,
outside
I can't go
at
to the
night.
bathroom now from the, no. David.
We had little firecrackers when I was a kid. It's individual responsibility.
Keith.
and we need
I
to
think it should be illegal in neighborhoods.
All right, finally, guys, there are a growing number of women around the country who get together and dress up as mermaids, actually spending more time with their tails in water. Guys, if you were unattached, would you date a woman who dresses like a mermaid? Ogie.
I know some of those mermaids, one of them quite well.
I bet you. Yeah.
Well, they go to special events and they sit in fountains and it's
Yeah.
like an attraction. They don't do it all the time.
Would you date them?
I have a good friend, Eni Jones. She's my age. She was one of the top swimmers in the nation for years, and she does the mermaid routine. Assuming, you got to make a lot of assumptions, but assuming I wasn't married and assuming she liked me and everything else, yes.
Would you date a mermaid, Keith?
There's no reason to date a mermaid. She has a tail. What are you dating her for? I don't even swim. What am I dating a mermaid
It's
for?
got Keith so upset. He can't even talk.
I don't
Well, anyway,
even
that's
swim.
all.
I don't even like to go in the water. I'm not dating a
Yeah,
mermaid.
it's not going in there.
She's trying
It's
to
too much
drown
danger.
me. That's what she's trying to do, drown me. I don't want to be drowned.
All right, so that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this. The corporation who owns Krispy Kreme now says they're getting into owning the pet insurance business. So I guess that's a sign that you shouldn't feed your dogs donuts. I don't know what that means, but it's just in case. You don't
Just
know.
like that mermaid question.
It's like the mermaid question. And we're all going to Texas. I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next week.